Another day, another fault find. We love them. This one was with a garden circuit. We got a call saying that the outside power had just stopped working, but randomly, when the customer plugged things in, the neon came on and he was getting really confused, but there was no power and nothing had tripped, so they gave us a call. As you can see from the martingale there, we were getting a reading on it before we'd even switched it on, so something wasn't right. So I wanted to take the socket off and test the voltages. As you can see, we were getting voltage between neutral and earth and not between live and neutral, so there's normally a telltale sign that there's something wrong with the neutral somewhere. The logical step was to backtrack down the garden more towards the house and find the nearest junction box that I could see. You want to test it here because this will give us a much clearer indication as to what area the fault has occurred rather than just blindly looking everywhere. And here's the process for that. Excuse the crude drawing, but here's the process. So here's the faulty socket. We had a couple of sheds in line as well, and the point was to backtrack to the nearest accessible junction box here. Now, if there was no fault there, it means the issue is on this side. And if there is a fault at that box, it means it's closer to the house and we have to backtrack the other way. So at least this narrows it down. So now we knew the issue was going to be somewhere in and around these sheds. So I managed to stumble across this little consumer unit just inside one of the sheds, and I could already hear a little bit of crackling, and this was the result. This was barely tight, and to be honest, this room was being used as a gym, so it's a good chance that just dropping of dumbbells and stuff could have finally loosened this and actually started the problem. But it's good it was found, because otherwise it could have been a much bigger issue. So from our point of view, as you saw there, it was a case of terminating, restripping the cables and making sure everything was tight with the torque driver, and then doing a bit of a pull test as well. It's such a tight little board, you just wanted to be sure that all connections were tight from this point onwards. And from there it was power back on and then pretty much running in reverse of everything we did originally. So it was checking the voltage at the board to make sure there was no fluctuations again, making sure live, neutral and earth were all giving the readings that we wanted them to, and then back to the original sockets down the garden to make sure everything was as it should be. Also tightening the connections in the socket as well, making sure that wasn't the problem. All good. And that was another fault found, thankfully nice and quick because it's bloody cold. If you've got a fault you can't fix, make sure you give us a shout. And definitely, as always, follow us for more.